So, Suge Knight is back at it again, stirring up all kinds of drama from behind bars. This time, he's got his sights set on everyone from Jay-Z and Dr. Dre to Snoop Dogg. And let me tell you, he's not pulling any punches.
They call it the boiled egg test. They could take a boiled egg, a raw boiled egg, and have those guys pull their pants down and bend over and stick it up their ass. I don't care if it's T.I., I don't care if it's Rick Ross, I don't care if it's Jay, I don't care if it's Snoop, I don't care if it's Game, I don't care if it's Dre. Nobody's stepping up.
I didn't make it happen and Puffy didn't make it happen. One night I was at my house and Puffy's son was over about like 9 o'clock and I'm like, cuz, what time you going home? And he like, I'm spending the night.
You know, I really gotta have a real conversation with Snoop.
Hold this. I got it. Go ahead. Lock out on this. Oh, he locked out on like that? Oh, he locked. See, that's Stephanie's locking right there. That's locking. That's called pop locking. That's locking right there.
Suge recently did a live interview with Chris Cuomo, and boy, did he come out swinging. He's calling out all these big names for staying silent on the Diddy allegations, but here's where it gets really juicy. Suge seems to have a particular beef with Snoop Dogg. He's claiming that Snoop not only set him up, but also turned his back on Death Row Records. Can you believe the audacity? But wait, it gets even messier. Suge is out here saying that all these industry bigwigs knew about Diddy's alleged criminal activities all along. He's basically accusing them of either turning a blind eye or straight up enabling Diddy. And when it comes to Snoop, Suge's dropping some serious bombs about Tupac Shakur's murder.
They do these things to take control. They're not doing, there's nothing wrong with being gay. If you choose to be gay, that's your preference. But they doing this to people for control. It's a power situation.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Is Suge just running his mouth to be messy, or is there some real truth to his claims? Well, let's break it down, besties. During this interview with Chris Cuomo, Suge wasn't just throwing shade. He was throwing the whole tree. He's claiming that Diddy isn't the only one in the industry who's been forcing younger artists into some seriously sketchy situations behind closed doors. Apparently, this kind of shady business has been going on in the music industry for decades.
He didn't react or get where he got or doing those things or those allegations by himself. He was taught from people before him, and he did it to the younger people after him. And we can talk all day and say what's true, what's not true. Only true part about it is videos, conversations, and people can see what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
But for it being happy and proud and say what do people think, that's irrelevant.
So Suge,
It's just like I heard earlier today when Ray J was talking to TMZ.
mm-hmm.
I got love for Harvey, but I see Charles always got something negative to say when it comes to West Coast people. And Charles tried to make a reference to say that, how do I feel when I'm in prison? Yeah, I'm in prison. I guarantee you I'm free more than Charles. If I feel like sleeping to 5 o'clock, I want to sleep 12 hours a day, I can.
Sure.
But besides all that, the fact is, it's not no competition who's going to talk the loudest or talk the best. It's not something positive that can help anybody. I don't get on no platform unless it be something positive. If it ain't positive.
When Cuomo asked Suge if he thinks Diddy is the Black Epstein, and if that's why so many celebs who used to roll with Diddy are suddenly as quiet as church mice, Suge wasted no time spilling the tea. He started dropping names faster than I drop my phone when it's at 1%. He's saying that some major players in the music industry, including Diddy's former mentors, were the ones who taught Diddy how to run his whole operation.
First of all, you got to start with at the top. You starting with the top. Davis, Russell Simmons, Andre Harrell, Jimmy Iovine. Even if you take Jimmy Iovine, he had an allegation from him, same thing, he went away. You take Jimmy Iovine. They told me at Universal and Interscope, they said, you know what? We can't deal with artists that gets in trouble. And your artist gets in trouble, they talk crazy. Let's think about what they see. Now, I was told that I can't do business there because of that. Now, Doug Morris gave Puffy a deal for millions of dollars. It flopped. So when you look at all these things and everybody want to say Puffy, 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 don't get me wrong. Yeah, Puffy stepped in this and even if you watch it, Puffy's shoe, it still stinks. But he's not the only one. They got all the tapes.
Now, when you talk about the tapes,
but this been going on for a long time.
But hold on to your wigs because it gets even wilder. Suge started talking about something called the boiled egg test that these industry men used to do to young artists. I won't go into the nasty details, but let's just say it was their way of recruiting artists for some seriously questionable activities.
What they show. They used to have a thing in the industry, right? The sad thing about it, I don't like mentioning Usher. I don't like mentioning Justin Bieber. I don't like mentioning all these people that everybody know what time it is. So at the same time, they used to have a joke. They never played this joke with me. And they used to walk in the Interscope office. They'd go back there and they'd be like, hey, we passed the test. I said, we haven't did the test. One dude said, well, don't say that in front of Mr. Knight because he's going to take it offensive and hurt somebody. I said, well, whatever it is, I probably will take it offensive when somebody will get their ass whooped. You know, that was me in those days. They used to have these guys, they used to call it the boiled egg test. They used to take a boiled egg, a raw boiled egg, and have those guys put their pants down and bend over and they stick it up their ass. The eggs break, they say they're not ready yet. They ain't put enough work in. This is Hollywood. So everybody want to go act like they don't know what's going on.
Hold on a second,
but
Suge.
if you just look.
Suge,
you gotta do is
I have never heard of anything like that. So if I haven't heard about it, just assume a lot of people haven't heard that before. But you think it's on video?
Let's stop for a second.
Go ahead, Suge.
Yeah, listen, also, have you ever been to any Puffy parties?
No.
You sure they had a long time to think about it. But if you haven't been in those naked parties, even some of the preachers been in those parties, and they wasn't on their knees praying for God. See, they was praying for somebody to have come real quick or something. But I wasn't there, but there's proof of it. But at the same time, everybody want to look around and act like something going on that wasn't right. It's the facts of life in the industry. Not for the people who don't get in. So, everybody, you got to look at it like this. You see a beautiful woman, or you see a handsome man, and it was like that all their life. From elementary school to junior high school to high school, if they forced to go to college, right? They always knew they had something special about themselves. But you take some of the Hollywood executives or some artists, they might have been the ugly duckling for a long time before they had the teeth sticks and lipsticks and nose sticks, all the work done. Underneath, they still the young with no confidence because they've been that way all their life. So all of a sudden, if you look at Puffy old pictures, don't look nothing like his new pictures. You know, shit, they didn't do everything.
But Suge, just because he has plastic surgery.
And then, as if all that wasn't enough, Suge started naming names. We're talking Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, and more. He's claiming that each and every one of them knew exactly what Diddy was up to, and that's why they're all staying silent now. The tea is scorching, besties.
I don't care if it's T.I., I don't care if it's Rick Ross, I don't care if it's Jay, I don't care if it's Snoop, I don't care if it's Game, I don't care if it's Dre. Nobody's stepping up on the fact that you know what's going on.
Nobody's defending him.
You're right. Guys at Interscope.
You're right.
Okay.
Nobody is defending him, but that's why I was interested in hearing your perspective.
But Suge didn't stop there. He's trying to get the media to focus on the big fish above Diddy. According to him, all this mess didn't start with Diddy, and it won't end with him either. It's like he's trying to pull back the curtain on the whole industry.
Most important thing is there's got to be a solution. Because this has been going on in the industry for a whole years, for decades. And at the same time, you know, nobody wants it to be true, and it shouldn't have to be true. But if we don't fix it and do something about it, history will constantly
repeat itself. Now, Suge, you said something early on that I want to get clarification for the audience, Suge. You said early on you can't just look at Diddy in isolation. You said this was done to him. He learned from others, and it was done to him, and then he did to others. To me, that sounds like what I hear when people are talking about situations, you know, hurt people, that someone was sexual, they wind up being a perpetrator. Is that what you're suggesting about Sean Combs, that he was sexual abused and he now said?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. I think he peeped what was done to him. And like I said, if you look at Russell Simmons, you know the truth. Andre Rail, you know the truth. Davis, you know the truth. Jimmy Iovine, you know the truth. So there's not certain things that all of a sudden you got this. The industry is a quick business. It's been like that for a long time. And the casting couch is real, but it's for women and men. But far from all that, I think the most important thing is I feel like they should let Puffy tell his truth. I'm quite sure he's going to expose a lot of people. I'm sure he's going to move forward with it. And I don't think it should be a situation like the Epstein thing where they found him hanging from the ceiling or dead for the truth come out.
Now, I know Suge isn't exactly known for being the most reliable source, but you have to admit he might be onto something here. I mean, Diddy had to learn the ropes from someone, right? Remember, Diddy was only 24 when he started Bad Boy Records after Andre Harrell fired him from Uptown. He didn't have the money or influence to do something like that on his own back then. And let's be real, those who mentored him and helped him build his empire, you better believe they didn't do it for free. But wait, there's more. Suge's got some serious beef with Snoop Dogg, and he's not afraid to air it out. On a recent episode of his prison podcast, Collect Call with Suge Knight. Yes, he has a podcast from prison. What a time to be alive. Suge started questioning Snoop's alleged involvement in Tupac's murder. According to Suge, Snoop's got some serious explaining to do, especially when it comes to what really went down during Tupac's last days. He's hinting that Snoop might have been playing both sides back in the day and suggesting that Snoop was a little too quiet for someone who was supposed to be Tupac's friend. Suge's even implying that Snoop might have been in on something shady, talking about how Snoop and Pac had tension in the months leading up to Pac's murder. Remember how Snoop was distancing himself from the whole death row beef at the time? Well, Suge's comments make it sound like he believes Snoop was pulling strings behind the scenes. But it gets even messier, besties! Suge said he actually wants to sit down with Snoop for a real heart-to-heart because there's unfinished business between them. And let's not forget, Suge has been hinting for years that certain people in the West Coast rap game weren't as loyal to Tupac as they claimed to be.
I knew that Pac did everything right by him by putting him on All Eyes on Me, speaking about him and being real with him. And if it's true what they say,
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Face-to-face is going to be a lot of explaining.
Suge didn't stop there, though. He reminded everyone that he's known Snoop for years and even brought up how he was the one who fronted the money for Snoop's bail during that case way back in the day. Suge's basically saying that Snoop owes him big time, and now it seems like he's throwing that back in Snoop's face, implying that Snoop turned his back on him after everything Suge did for him.
I've been doing that young dude a long time. He ain't young no more, but I've been doing it since he was a young man. And I did everything in my power to make sure he kept us free.
And then Suge brought up something Warren G recently shared on Drink Champs. According to Warren, on the night Tupac was killed in '96, he convinced Snoop to stay in LA instead of rolling with Pac and Suge to Vegas. Warren spilled all the details about what went down before they got the devastating news about Pac getting shot.
He came for the fight instead of going to Vegas.
So he never went to Vegas?
He never went to Vegas. He didn't go off top.
But here's where it gets really suspicious. Warren dropped a bombshell that really caught Suge's attention. He said he and Snoop found out about Tupac getting shot through a live update via a Nextel walkie-talkie while they were chilling at Warren's crib in LA. Suge found it super suspicious that Snoop was even carrying a walkie-talkie that night. I mean, why did Snoop have one on him at that exact moment, right when the news about Tupac came through? Suge's basically implying that Snoop might have had some inside info about the hit on Pac and knew it was going down that night.
Well, you have a radio. If you was at the fight with us and you had a security detail. Now, not having a security detail, what are you doing with the radio?
But the tea doesn't stop flowing there. Suge also claimed that Snoop and former Death Row artist Daz Dillinger actually teamed up on a track with DeAndre Smith, the man Suge is now accusing of being Tupac's alleged killer. And get this, Suge says Snoop straight up warned Daz not to head to Vegas on the night of September 7, 1996, the same night Pac got shot. Suge even called out Snoop for lying about the hospital visit after Tupac was shot. Snoop had always said that he got kicked out of the hospital trying to see Pac, but according to Suge, that never happened. He said Snoop never even showed up at the hospital, not once. Now, the main suspect in Tupac's murder is currently Dwayne Keffe D. Davis, the same guy who previously claimed that Diddy allegedly offered the Southside Crips $1 million to take out both Suge and Pac. Keffe D has pleaded not guilty, and his trial is set for next month. But with Suge trying to throw Snoop in the mix before Keffe's trial even starts, the hip-hop community is seriously divided. On one side, people are saying Suge's not exactly known for being truthful, so can we really trust what he's saying? But then again, others are pointing out how sketchy it was that Tupac cut ties with Snoop just before he was killed. One fan said, "I believe Snoop and Puff know more about Tupac than they ever told us." And someone else added, "Snoop? You've been really quiet. Too quiet. It's a matter of short time, dog." So, what do you think, besties? Is there any truth to Suge's claims about Snoop being involved in Tupac's murder? And what about all those allegations about Diddy's mentors? Is Suge onto something, or is he just stirring up drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because you know your girl loves to hear what you think. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on the latest tea. Until next time, stay fabulous and stay tuned. Bye!